Chris Algieri, he's a guy that's been in there with a lot of top opposition. He's been in there with, Pacquiao, Vodnikov. He's with John David Jackson. I feel like he's gotten a lot better, stamina-wise, body punch-wise. Strength's getting a little better. So I don't think it's as big of a lot of people are saying this fight's gonna be a blowout. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. If it is a blowout, then it's more of like how good Spence is. Spence, I've always said this, I feel like he's the best as far as body punching goes. At 47, he's the best one there, body punching wise. But he's never really been tested, so it's gonna be a good test for him. Fighting a guy in Algieri who's been in there with, like I said, Vodnikov, Pacquiao. Never really won any of those step-up fights, but he did come up a fight against, not his last fight, but the fight before that against Khan, where he did stun him, did buckle his legs a couple times, so he's gonna feel confident, and it's gonna be probably the first guy that Spence has fought that's really come to win. So I'm gonna go with Spence because I feel like the body punching will eventually wear out Algieri, eventually get the stoppage, but that's what it is. I got Spence winning. Algieri's gonna come to fight though, so don't sleep on Algieri. Klitschko Fury too. Klitschko, you can't count him out, and I know a lot of people are gonna pick him to win that fight, but I'm going with Fury. I just don't think Klitschko can't handle. Not that he can't handle, but he hasn't really figured out how to deal with a guy like Fury, a guy who's what 6'8", 6'9", can box, can move, can switch styles, change punch angles, and now he's been in the ring with him. Fury's been in the ring with Klitschko. He knows Klitschko's tendency is a little bit better now. I think he's gonna be able to outbox him and get another W and get big fights from there. This is an interesting fight because it's going to depend on which Wilder shows up. Are we going to get the Wilder from the Spilka fight, or we get the Wilder from other fights? If we get the Wilder from the Spilka fight, then that Wilder is definitely going to, in my opinion, lose to Povetkin, because you saw Povetkin, a guy with limited boxing ability, slipping punches, looking like he was a defensive genius at times, making this dude slip. Povetkin, he's been in there with top guys, and he's beaten a couple of top guys himself. So Povetkin, I think he's gonna, and it's in Russia. That's another thing. It's in his backyard. So I think Wilder has to get the stoppage to win. If he goes to the cards, he will lose. So I'm actually going upset. I'm going with Povetkin to win that fight, because I think this is the biggest fight of his life. The Klitschko fight, there was a lot of fouls. The refereeing wasn't the best, so he's definitely going to come to win this one. And Wilder hasn't looked too sharp in his last couple of fights. I don't expect it to change dramatically overnight, so I'm going Povetkin. This fight to me is really interesting. People just want to they want to ride off Amir Khan. They want to say that, okay, Amir Khan has no chin. But let's take into account that, for years when he was fighting at 140, that Amir Khan he had problems with just making the weight. He had to kill himself to get to 140. We all know if you have to kill yourself to get to weight, it's hard to resist the punches. We've seen guys like Chad Dawson, who's fought at 175, put at 168. And guys who are bigger punches than Andre Ward knocked Chad Dawson down, but when Chad Dawson was weight trained, Andre Ward knocked him down. So what I'm saying is Amir Khan, he's going to fight Canelo Alvarez, and I think his chin's going to hold him a lot better than people think. And if it's able to hold up, like I think it's going to hold up, I really see him pulling it out, man. I think he's the more skilled fighter. His speed doesn't have to be even in full form. It just has to be like still somewhat there. If it's there, he's a smarter fighter. This is a guy that has a really great boxing IQ. People forget that Amir Khan won a silver medal at 17 years old. This is a guy that has a really good boxing IQ, and I think he's had a lot of fights in his career go wrong that he shouldn't have lost. And I think this is his fight where he's going to be able to come out on top and pull out the victory. Pacquiao Bradley 3. Interesting fight. First we'll start with Pacquiao. Pacquiao, from what I've heard and from what I've seen in his camp in LA, he's been looking good. He's been throwing his straight left hand and his right hand really good, really well. So he's going to be coming in to win. Potentially he put himself in a position for a Mayweather fight. Then you have Timothy Bradley. He fought Brandon Rios, a guy who should have given him a better fight, but had a long layoff. And it worked out for Bradley because he was able to try some things in the ring. Bradley's going to come in. This is a fight that he's got to win for his legacy. He's obviously had a great career. The only guy he really has ever lost to is Pacquiao, and they're going to come hard to win. So some people are going to pick Pacquiao. I'm going with Bradley. I think Atlas is going to have a good game plan for him. I think he's coming in really disciplined, a lot more focused than he ever was with Diaz. No disrespect to Joel Diaz, he's a great trainer, but I just think I see it in Bradley when I see him train with Atlas. So that, to me, is why he'll beat Pacquiao. And Pac-Man, if he does lose his fight, he's had a great career. There's no shame in losing to a guy like Bradley. So I'm looking forward to it. That'll be what, April 9th? So that should be a fun fight to watch. But I got Bradley.
Okay, thank you, Brandon.